Welcome back to NFL End Zone, our dedicated talkSPORT NFL YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this on the radio ahead of our live and exclusive commentary of back-to-back Ravens games this Saturday and Wednesday night, Christmas night, that is, of course. I'm delighted to say that joining us ahead of this slate of games, the former Pro Bowl center and now just all-star player of the Baltimore Ravens, center Tyler Linderbaum with us. Tyler, how are you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Look, we really appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time out to join us. Happy holidays, early doors, but a little bit of a busy period for you guys. How on earth are you guys handling 3 games in 11 days?
Yeah, just gotta, thankfully we had the bye week going into this stretch, kind of get our bodies ready. But 3 games in 10 days, it's certainly not easy. But we got a bunch of pros in this building, guys that take care of their bodies, both mentally and physically. You got to be in tune with what's going on, with the days being shortened. So it's just all about getting your stuff ready, getting your mind right, and getting your body right.
Look, I want to get on to this weekend's game in particular, but let's start with last weekend against the Giants. And one play in particular, which has gone viral for very different reasons, the Lamar Jackson pants up play. But what is, I think, best about that play is it meant that some people who maybe don't pay enough attention to line play noticed that there was a center 13 yards upfield making a block to make that run work. So talk to us a little bit about what you saw on that play, how that came together for you, and just how much you enjoy being able to get into space in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, that's all credit to Lamar, buying time, trying to get guys open. He's shifty. He can move back there. So, extended plays, becomes a part of our offense. And it's just our job to, block for him. You can kind of get a sense, if he's going to take off and run or if he's still looking downfield. And there, on that play particularly, he was taking off the run and just, as our job as O-lineman is just to block for him, and he's going to make guys miss. So that's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to do anything special, but just do my job.
It's what was so noticeable, I thought, coming out of college, and I'd love to see you do it into the NFL level, is your athleticism, be able to get to that second level so quickly. But it must be nice that, people are bringing some attention to it. You're not just a guy in the trenches, but actually you're getting to do so much in that great run scheme.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, as a lineman, you kind of want your name to be out of, the commentator's mouth and just kind of, that means you're doing your job. So it's very rare to be, have good things said about you if they're talking about you. So at the end of the day, that's the O-line position, and it's trying to be unselfish and just do your role, do your job. We got a bunch of playmakers on this team and a bunch of great players that can make a lot of plays. So as an offensive line, as a unit, just 5 guys doing their job and try to extend those plays where you can get – those plays from Lamar to where he's making, because he can do all this stuff on his own, that's for sure. But it's just our job to try to help him out. And that's what we try to do.
Did you realize in the moment that he was having to pull his trousers up, or was that very much something you saw on film afterwards?
It's not. No, I honestly, no, I didn't know what he was doing. He always kind of gets up like giggling and laughing. And on that play in particular, he was laughing. So, he knew something was up, and it's funny. It was funny that was happening. And then obviously his press conference after was pretty funny.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Look, you mentioned it, this idea of the extending plays and how good Lamar is at that. For you, when you have those second reaction plays, which has become such a huge part of this offense, prior to you getting there and over the past 3 years, how do you prepare for that? How do you get ready for knowing that back there Lamar could be doing almost anything and making it work?
Yeah, I mean, our offense works on it. It's called scramble drill. Extended plays is a part of – it's becoming a part of the game. It's becoming a part of offenses, and it's something that needs to be repped. As an offensive line, you just got to try to block the guy as long as you can. And then, let's say, the scrambling starts happening, then just find a man and continue to block. And the receivers are taught to work with the quarterback, try to get open. But it's certainly stuff that is repped. It's practice because it's a part of the game. It's a part of, you see it come up, 5, 6, 7 plays a game, maybe more. So you want to rep those kind of plays.
And look, we love watching the way that offense comes together. We love watching you guys and Lamar. And obviously, as the center, you have as bigger interaction with him snap after snap, down after down, right? So just give us a little bit of insight into what it's like working with Lamar. You said about him giggling, getting up after plays. Is he a lot of fun? Is he quite cerebral? Like, what's he like around the building in practice?
Yeah, he's an awesome guy to play for. The one thing about him is he's so respected. The things he's able to do for this team, the things he's done for this team. He's the kind of guy that you want on your team. So it's just our job to go out there and play as hard as possible for him, because we know he's playing balls to the walls and he's given full out effort. So you respect a guy like that and you love playing for a guy like that. And in terms of just a center quarterback relationship, it's something that we always have to be on the same page with things. Whether that be protections, run games, we got to see it in the same vision to be on the same page.
Talk to me about the rest of that O line room. Much change this year. The right hand side of that line, youthful to your right at least. But first of all, like, tell me a bit about your relationship with Patrick McCarry, because every time I see you guys in the locker room, it seems like you're jumping in each other's interviews. You guys are having a lot of fun with each other. We live in the world of Sonic and Knuckles in the NFL, right? But I saw one beat writer call you guys Tom and Jerry. So what's that relationship like, and why have you connected so well with that guy?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Pat ever since I got here, he's been a guy I've looked to just any questions with the offense, any questions on technique. He's very knowledgeable. Has played multiple positions, so he understands a lot of things that maybe I don't get. I haven't played other positions, so maybe asking questions how he see things. What are they thinking? And he's just a fun guy to have in the locker room. He thinks he keeps things light. Very very energetic, and is just a fun guy to have in the room. But when it's come time to get to work, he's really particular on his craft and what he's trying to do to be the best possible football player he can be, and it's showing on the field.
As a guy who had been in that locker room a few years before you got there, and it sounds like helped you out, how much have you taken that with guys like Roger Rosengarten joining the line, with like Daniel Falale getting like the starting snaps now at right guard? Like, how much have you taken on a bit of? You're only in your third year, and it feels like you're already a veteran, basically, at this point.
Yeah, just any questions they have for me, you know, I'll give my best to answer it. And it's our job to be on the same page and communicate together on things we're seeing, things we want to work on. Because at the end of the day, we all have to be working together for one common goal. So that's important. And having Daniel and Roger step in, they continue to get better and better each and every week, and you see it on the film. They're starting to get more and more comfortable. Daniel just moving inside, just having that big physical presence. He's starting to trust himself, trust the things that he's capable of doing, and it's certainly showing up. And then for Rodgers, he's continuing going to get better and better each and every week. The things he's able to do as a rookie, and just this is a tough conference with the linebackers, outside linebackers, and DNs that we go against. So he's getting better each and every week by the competition that he's seeing.
I'm glad you kind of mentioned the development side of it, because particularly for Daniel's case, like physically, you saw how he should fit in a Todd Monken run scheme, and you went, "Yeah, move him to guard, that's perfect." But I just think as the season's gone on, you've just seen the improvement, the technique, and just that those gaps are opening up more and more often. It feels like.
Yeah, and I think it's just credit to the guys coming in and working every day. Just it's all about having the right mindset. Right mindset to improve. Knowing who we have behind us, we have the best running back in the league with Derrick Henry. We have Lamar Jackson back there, so it's our job to do the best we can for those guys, and go out there and perform on any given day, and especially on Sundays.
Before I ask you about the Steelers, I do have to ask you about Derrick Henry, because not a bad addition to the to the offensive room. What's it like having him run behind you? And honestly, despite everything, all those positive things I said about your athleticism, your ability to get upfield, running past you and beyond you, and just like, as a physical presence, it's terrifying.
Yeah, he's a special player. I remember we played against him last year in London actually, and just seeing how physical of a runner, just hearing our defense talk about him and how you have to game plan him, and then having him coming over here and be on our side, it's pretty special. He takes care of his body. He works extremely hard. Every rep he gets in practice, he's treating as a game rep. It's guys like that you respect, and there's a reason why he's been so successful in this league. It's the way he works and the way he carries himself on and off the field. So we're definitely excited to have him on our side. And we love blocking for him in the O-line room.
It's almost not fair when you say that, because a guy that physical, that size, like you see him in the locker room and he looks like a defensive end, not like a running back. For you to tell me he's that physical down to down in practice, not just on the field, it's like, I don't understand how those things marry up, how he's still as good as he is this far into his career, but he is sensational. So
yeah, it's credit to him.
And then finally, just looking forward to the first of this doubleheader we're bringing to people live on talkSPORT. Steelers, they have had your number over the past 5 or 6 games. Like, Lamar's record against them has been much talked about, and I thought they ran a great game against you, a great game plan last time out, right? So how are you guys figuring out how to kind of beat this defense when they can run this very basic 4-man front, keep it very disciplined and very simple, and just try beat you guys one-on-one? How are you finding ways to make that work for you guys? Do you think you've got some answers for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going against a really great and stout defense. Provide a lot of challenges with just the type of players that they have. Very skilled defense. Elite edge rushers. Great linebacker play. So it's just, I think the biggest thing and biggest emphasis right now is just taking care of the football. Executing our plays. Understanding that we're a talented offense, but also, when it comes down to it, they're elite defense at trying to get the ball away and get turnovers. So it's our job to everyone, just do your job. It doesn't have to, you don't have to do too much. Take care of that football, continue to stack plays, move the ball forward. And then when you get in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns. You got to score touchdowns against these guys.
And is the feeling that you should be keeping to your style of football, not trying to adjust too much for what they do?
Yeah, for sure. We're a talented group. We know that. But also, they're a talented group. Both have the same mind of trying to be physical. So, I think that's what makes the game so interesting and so physical and close, is just the style of plays that we have. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to, 3, 4, 5 plays, that can certainly make a difference. We want to be on the good side of those.
Tyler, it is a huge game for you to prep for, a huge week as well ahead. So we'll let you go, but we appreciate your time. Thank you so much, sir, and best of luck for Saturday and for Christmas Day as well. A fun occasion to play on, I guess.
Thank you, Will. Go Ravens.